It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Forest Quests, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, let's get straight into it. So for the summit bundle this week, it's a 1.5 million buck bundle, and you get 3 vehicles. It's the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 convertible, the Peugeot 3008 DKR Maxi, and the Abarth 124 Rally. You're going to need a few additional vehicles for this one. I recommend the IVT Falcon Rally Raid, the Peugeot 205 in Rally, and then you're going to need a boat with score breaker and a Rally Raid vehicle with score breaker as well. All right, the keys to the summit are the shortcuts. Oh my God, there's so many shortcuts for this one. The routes are definitely off-road. So anyways, here are the pro settings for the vehicles I just mentioned. All right, real quick before I get into the events, I am feeling terrible today. I've got a crazy headache, so I apologize if some of this information is either wrong or I misspeak, or maybe I give you less instruction than I normally do. I really need to get through this so I can go to bed. It is 12 o'clock and I feel like a zombie. Anyways, let's get into it, man. This first event is called Find Your Path. This is with the Z06 Corvette. There are a few cuts on this one starting at the beginning here. I'll fast forward to those things only. As you come over this bridge, you're going to go straight through the intersection and turn right, and keep turning right. Your goal is this pack of lights over here. Just kind of head towards those lights and then reset when you get to the road. At the top of this hill, you're going to cut through these trees at like right around here. You'll cut through the trees and go basically under this, these trees and red lights here. You want to try to avoid this wall on the left if you can. I messed up this on the run here, but there's a spot on this corner here near this rock and this tree. There's some like gravel or rocks or something like that. You can actually get a little traction there if you slow down and use like half throttle. You can get around this corner without drifting. I messed it up and ended up drifting here. We move forward into the cut here. What you're looking for is after this turn here, you're looking for this pack of trees and this tree. You basically want to go in between those. And then you can kind of use this radio tower as your guide. There's a road that travels right along here. So that's kind of where you're guessing that the bridge is. But you fall down here and make your way to the bridge. See how the bridge kind of goes straight to the radio tower? So that's kind of what you're looking for. Go ahead and cut this corner as well. Then we fast forward to here. Okay, after the water tower that's on the right, you're going to follow the road a little, then cut across, regain with the road. This is a grand race path as well. And then let me fast forward here. Okay, on this corner here, you'll cut to the right just to regain with the bridge. And then finally at the end, slow down here and cut this corner. I did it kind of poorly. You can cut it a little bit tighter than that. And you're done. Let's move on. All right, the next event is called Head for the Tall Timber. It's with the DKR Maxi. I'm just gonna let my first lap play out without any commentary. There's not really a lot to say here. There's one reset in the lap, but I think it's important to see the path that I take. Is more important to see that than me talking to you. I'm just gonna let this play out. So here you go. All right, the next event is called Get Out of the Woods. This is with the Peugeot 205. This is riding in my Buick. So if you don't know the riding in my Buick path, I'm going to show it to you now. Let's fast forward to the cuts. So the first one here, you don't really want to go wide on this corner because then you have to deal with these walls. You want to stay to the right. And I hit a lot of it. So just try to stay on this dirt road. Then you're going to cut right at these red barrels here. Again, this is not the most clean run. It was like my first run. And I hit some of the shortcuts pretty well. Cut right after that building. Regain with the road. This next cut is going to be very difficult. Let me fast forward. All right, so on this turn, you're going to try to stay close. This sort of flat rock is what you're aiming for. And you're going to go in between these two trees like this. And use a lot of NOS. Then you'll go in between these trees, jump again. And get back on the road. At the bottom of this hill here, you're going to cut to the right and jump off. And you'll reset when you get to this sign right there. You cut to the left. Use some NOS on the way down. Obviously shift into 5th or 6th so you can get some more speed. I did not take advantage of that. Cut through the gas station as well. This part right here is like kind of like the grand races. You can cut this corner a little. And then the final major cut is right here by the snow cone shop. In between the shop and the sign. Slightly to the left and regain with the road. And that's it. That's pretty much it. All right, the next event is called Explore the Bamboo Forest. This one was really not any serious cuts here. So I'm going to show you the full race. But I want to talk to you about like the most important parts. And that is the gutter turns. So like basically when you get into this section of road, it's just a lot of gutter turns. So you got to work on gutters. There is one cut that I would recommend through the gas station, which is actually there's a cut here as well. 58% you can cut the grass there. It's small, but it does help. Okay, the gas station happens here at 68. Cut right and then cut this hill like that. That's basically it for the cuts. If you want to watch the full race, I'm just going to play it. But you know, you don't have to. You can just skip to the next timestamp. All right, the next phase is called Cut Through the Trees. This one's pretty terrible. There's a lot of weird cuts on this one. When you start out, just go right and up this hill. And then you're going to regain with this dirt road here. You'll follow this dirt road around until you see those 2 tall trees there. You go left of these tall trees on the left. I almost ran into it. Regain with the road here. Right here, you're going to cut left, jump the rock, and use NOS in the air to get going. You're going to kind of go this direction. There's not really any tips I have for you, but you're just basically riding along the side of this hill. The exact path is, I don't know, it's kind of lucky, to be honest, but you got to just keep getting through here. What you're looking for is when your mini-map changes directions, it'll recalculate. See how it recalculated there? And you go a little bit farther and then you reset. And once you get here, you're going to cut down these S-turns. You don't need to stay on the road at all. You just cut down like this. And then when you get close to the bottom, you're going to go to the right. So you can regain or rejoin with the road here. Then there's a cut outside the tunnel. As soon as you get outside the tunnel here, you're going to go basically just kind of veer off road. Go towards the finish line. That's what you're looking for. And then finally, I ran into a car here on this bridge, but you'll go across the bridge and then cut to the right after the tree and go across and straight to the finish line here. And that's it. All right, the last of it is called Take a Rainforest Check, and this car is god awful to drive, so I apologize in advance. Even the tune that I have on it really doesn't work that hard to fix what's going on here. The car likes to slide a lot, so when you're turning, you probably have to go half throttle. But basically, this is the route. I'm just gonna let this thing play out because there's some shortcuts. I want to talk about one in particular because one shortcut's really, really hard. But I would suggest trying to follow my lines here. Let me just fast forward to that one shortcut and then I'll let it play out right here. The one I'm talking about is here at 34%. So this is after you go over the bridge, you go up a little bit. And what you want to do is you're looking for a tree. See, there's like a clearing in the trees right here. There's like, it's very obvious open clearing right here. That's the clearing you're going to go through. So what you have to do is kind of veer to the right. And then just as you pass the tree on the left, you got to steer left, like turn left pretty hard. So go right a little and then turn left. And that's how you get through it. So it just gives you a better angle on this turn here. Saves you a lot of time, actually. All right, I'll play the whole thing through so you guys can see it. right, as usual, I'll let the feats play out, and then I'll be back with the final scores. All right, here are my final scores. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And DM me with any questions you might have. Hopefully this helps. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.